too close. Hi. Well, since this is a coffee talk, I gotta go grab my coffee first. All right, we got our coffee. That's really irritating. Anyways, cheers. At 10 a.m. in the morning, they decided to drill through the wall. They've been doing this since 10 a.m. and I tried to do it now. See, it stops and starts again. So annoying. Whew, let's start. What's up, beautiful people? It's your girl Simply Solely back at it again with another video. If you're new here, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Solene. I go by Simply Solely here on YouTube. I normally create lifestyle, travel vlogs, and motivational content in hopes of really just bringing some energetic, inspiring, and just comforting, wholesome content for you guys. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. A few days ago, I had asked on my Instagram story what type of videos you guys would like to see, and I got a couple of ideas that I really like to hear. Some of you, I'm just gonna leave it there. But one of the topics I really liked was the topic of what life after graduation is like. And I was like, that's a really good one, and definitely a long overdue video because I did graduate about 2 years ago now. It's super crazy just to even say that out loud given that time is just passing by. In specific, we're gonna be talking about job search, finding that dream job. We'll get into that in a second. Expectations versus reality, expenses, having to adult all of a sudden, having to take care of bills, those debts that most of us tend to walk out with, right? Unfortunately, after college. There's this notion that, after graduation, life is just magically supposed to fall into place, but that's not the case. Because if anything, college is really the vacation that we didn't know we needed before life actually begins. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, anything to get you cozy and comfortable, and we're gonna have a chat about life after graduation. I went ahead and looked up some, commonly asked questions that a lot of people tend to have for life after graduation. One question is, so many people seem to have found their dream job soon after graduation. What if I don't love where I end up? What I would say to that is that notion of dream job, I think, is just complete, because I don't really think anybody dreams of laboring their life away 40 hours a week for the rest of their lives just to make, some good money, pay the bills, make ends meet, and live. I would just say be open to the idea and the fact that the first job that you're gonna find right after graduation is most likely not going to be your last. A lot of people are in a situation where they, graduate out of college and they either don't find a job, and if they do, it's most likely not even in the field of study that they majored in, which, also is in and of itself like, what the heck? I just, spent this much money, time, and energy for 4 years, and I'm in a work environment and industry that I have no interest in, or I didn't even go to school for. So that's completely normal. The one thing I would say is don't be so caught up on the idea of landing that dream job, assuming that right after graduation that's necessarily gonna happen and that you're gonna stay in that specific job for the rest of your life. Chances are that first job is gonna be the job that's gonna teach you so much about grit, hard work, and just your ability to kind of be confident in your value, what you have to offer, and how to really market and sell yourself out there for the actual jobs and the actual roles that you actually want to do. With that being said, for example, for me, I studied business administrations with an emphasis on entrepreneurship, and I did that specifically because I've always been interested in the business industry, and I knew that always the idea of just, going to school, getting good grades, graduating on time, top of your class or whatever, right, and then go out there and get that secure job. There is no job out there that's ever secure. That's just not the reality, okay? Any job that you're, the dream job that we were talking about earlier, you have no control over it. You have no control over the fact that you're gonna be there long term, or whether they're gonna let you go tomorrow because they found someone better who can fill the position, right? So I've personally never been into that type of idea. So thankfully, probably count the amount of times I use the word God in this video and probably drop it down in the comments. Could be a fun little game. But thankfully, thank God, right after graduation, I'm applying to anything and everything in sight that has to do with my major, in hopes of, gaining some sort of, getting my foot in the door, really, right? obviously there are things, I'm a big advocate of obviously, you know, following the things that make you happy, following the things that you're passionate about, and truly you can bring, you know, your heart to work, your soul to work. But passion alone does not pay the bills, right? So in a practical world, logically, you would have to kind of collect yourself and say, okay, I'm gonna go get a job to get the experience, the, you know, confidence that I'm gonna need to move on to better, bigger things, bigger and better things after that job. So thankfully for me in my situation, I've always been in that mindset of I really don't want a 9-to-5 job. I really do want to end up doing my own thing. So thankfully, you know, God works in mysterious ways. He did his thing in the 4 years that I was there. Right after graduation, I did get a chance to land an interview with a marketing and consulting company. And that position or that role ended up being given to me, thank God. And I technically started that position like not even like full 3 weeks after graduation, which again, God's plan, man. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how I'm here right now. All God's grace, all God's, you know, hands all over this. It was a promotional marketing and consulting company. And in that company, they had this MIT program, which is a management and training program. And I was like, okay, they basically have this program where they train you to be in a managerial position, which entails that technically you'll be in charge of things. You'll be kind of like the boss, right? So that intrigued me. I was like, heck yeah, I went to school for business, focused on entrepreneurship. Heck yeah, this is a great way to get my foot in the door to really learn the ins and outs of how to run a branch, how to run a business, get a chance to work with people who are running businesses. So the practicality sense of that job position made absolute sense to me. They did operate on this whole notion of it is not a seniority-based business, but it's a merit-based business. So it's really whoever does the job will get the reward. So I was like, heck yeah, right? I mean, all I have to be is a student. All I have to be is just continue being a student, copy and paste what I'm learning to show that I can be competent and do this. So I can get to that management level so I can run my own thing, right? Fast forward, for the program is about 4 to 6 months program. Within the first 4 months of having that role, I actually got a chance to get promoted to the management position that I've been working so hard for, and also the reason why I ended up having to move from Maryland all the way to New Jersey to relocate so I can run the branch office in the state of New Jersey. Now, was it the most glamorous job I could have taken? Absolutely not. Was it absolutely something I wanted to do, you know, up and leaving my hometown all of a sudden? Not really. It wasn't the most comforting feeling. You know, there's this thing in me where I could be super stubborn, but I am that kind of practical person. You know, I made it this far, why stop now? Now that I'm, you know, getting that reward, it's my chance to show to others how to do it as well. At that time, I'm what, like 22, 23? So that was a big step for me, right? So that happened, got a chance to, you know, run my own branch, basically be my own boss and live that kind of lifestyle for a bit, right? For about over a year. Like I mentioned, this is to go back to my point earlier. You can't be so gung-ho on the whole finding my dream job, finding my actual path right out of college thing. 9 out of 10 times, that's just not gonna be the case, okay? Okay, moving on to expectations versus reality. Life after college can be stressful if you don't have some sort of a kind of game plan to kind of get you moving, right? Some people go into post-graduation depression. Some people go right into the workforce, even if it's not necessarily what they went to school for. You know, bills gotta get paid, you gotta start life, you gotta be adulting. And especially if you come from, you know, our type of culture, the Ethiopian culture or African culture in general, or any other, you know, related culture, you're always expected to be on the go, right? Okay, you graduated, great, now it's find the job that pays you well, get married, have kids, blah, 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 blah. If you guys are Ethiopian or Oromo, you know the whole
go to school, become a doctor, become a lawyer, become a something huge big,
right? That was never my thing. You know, my parents always knew that I've always been into the realm of business, so they were very supportive of, you know, all the decisions that I've been making throughout college. Now, if you have not graduated yet and you are still in college, I would highly recommend that you do as much experiment with getting as many experiences as possible. What I mean by that is not just in school activities, but outside of school activities, such as getting an internship that has something to do with your major, getting an internship that has nothing to do with your major, but something that may have been intriguing to you. Try to dabble in as many different things as possible while you're still in college, while you still don't have a lot more, you know, responsibility on your plate than just, you know, having to worry about school. because dabbling in those little things and having to try those things out, then that's when you're going to be able to find what it is exactly that actually makes you happy, that you actually enjoy, that you actually can see yourself doing 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when you're 60, when you're 70. Something that won't feel like a job, if that makes sense, right? For me, for example, when I was in college, I've had internships in the financial advising industry. I've had experience in just, you know, your basic customer service to customer specialist. I had experiences in working in marketing and finance, and even a little bit of like law work. And even things that, you know, I really enjoy, like my hobbies of creating content, filming something, editing something, traveling so much and vlogging those things. Those things matter because you'll be able to really identify, you know, what is it that I'm good at? What is it that I can bring to the table? What is it that I actually enjoy doing? If you're able to find those three things, it's something you can really leverage and kind of, you know, sit down and say, okay, I've been able to try this, this, and the third. I could see myself doing this. After graduation, I can see myself going this route or that route. If you're still in college and haven't graduated yet, I highly recommend that you try and get yourself out there while you're still in college. Do the job applications, the internship applications, go do volunteer work if you have to, just to get the experience under your belt, just so you can have the confidence when you're coming out of graduation and you have something on your resume, right, that can talk about you. Okay, the next thing would be managing expenses, bills, just expenses and debt in general, right? Y'all know if you went to school in the United States of America, you're probably going to be walking out of college with a whole lot of debt, right? For the average American, that would be the case. Your case might be different. For example, in my case, thank God, I've gotten a chance to walk away from college with little to no debt, really. Worked throughout my entire 4 years of college. I saved up a whole lot prior to it. I remember the summer before I actually started college, working 2 jobs just to save up as much as possible for rainy days or whatever. Obviously, scholarships helped, financial aids helped, but anything else that I can do to finish the, you know, to fill the gap of me not having to walk away with debt or me not having to take out any loans, I made sure to do it. Definitely be resourceful out there. There are resources out there you might not be aware of. So go ahead and check out some local listings for scholarships that you might be eligible for, that you can apply. For every year that you're in college, there are resources out there to help you. So be resourceful, reach out to the counselors, reach out to career coaches out there. Open your laptop and just Google scholarships. Get a job. I would say get a job. Why? Because not just the money for the job thing, but it really teaches you how to manage your time well, as well as your money well. Because now you're not gonna be so quick to just spend, you know, your hard-earned money on things that you don't really need, like that $6 cup of coffee at Starbucks, or I don't know, that $300 Michael Kors bag, or whatever the heck, right? Stuff you know you don't need, but somehow you justify that you need. You want it, you don't need it. So learning those things while you're still in college will help you post-college. Now where you're really getting hit with those actual bills that you gotta pay, you're gonna be like, oh heck, okay. I did this when I was in college. I can definitely do this now that I'm an adult, so I really gotta step up my game. Be resourceful, right? Read books out there, listen to podcasts. One of my favorite books is, when it comes to just financial literacy in general, is Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover. I do not have it with me right now, it's probably in the other room, but I'll actually link the book in the description below. He's really good on kind of explaining exactly how you can really get smart with your money, and you're very self-aware of, you know, how you're spending your money, why you're spending your money, and where your money is really going. Another book just to kind of get you that out of the mindset of being so gung-ho on a 9-to-5 job after graduation would be, for example, Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And there's another one that he has called the Business of the 21st Century, I think it's called. I'll list all these books down in the description. I highly recommend that you read those books, because I stumbled upon those books when I was in college, when I was like, what, maybe like sophomore year, if not freshman year, sophomore. And the reason I stumbled upon those books is because from the start, I've always been in that my thought process of, you know, after college it can't just be a 9-to-5 life. That, you know, I just didn't want that. It's funny, the kind of things, you know, God puts things in your heart and your mind for a reason, and the stuff that you think of the most tend to happen in real life as well, right? So maybe I'll do like another whole video on that as well. But anyways, be resourceful, get a job so you can get the experience while you're still in college, if you're still in college. If you're out of college and you're just kind of feeling stuck about, you know, what kind of career path to take or what to do to find, you know, that golden job that you're looking for, I guarantee you there's a book out there on anything and everything that you want to learn about. So be resourceful, pick up a book. So overall, obviously everyone's situation is going to be different right after college, especially if you went to school for like to become a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer or something that you actually have to go to a certain amount of years of school for and pass all these bar exams and state exams to get licensed and stuff. Obviously, and I applaud you, right, for people who are completely passionate about that and they follow it wholeheartedly. That's why they'll see success. I'll just go back to the idea of, you know, just be open, don't be too hard on yourself. Everyone's pace is different. Another question is, what do you do if life after graduation doesn't turn out like you expected? Expect the unexpected. It's most likely not. I don't know. I've always had this thought of like, everything is gonna be fine. Like whatever's meant for me will come to me. But I don't know. I don't think I've ever truly, if I'm being completely honest, like I don't think I've ever truly had a moment where I sat down when it was near graduation time and said, oh crap, after this, what am I gonna do? What kind of job am I gonna go into? How am I gonna start a business? How am I gonna do this? I don't know, somehow, like in my head and my heart, I knew everything will be just fine. So thankfully, thank God, again, things work out for your good. You also gotta do things, you know, with complete faith, right? And I promise you, God works all things for our good and his glory. So don't be too hard on yourself. Okay, another question is, we talk so much about our careers. How do you enjoy and experience life outside of work? The best thing I would say with this is just try and surround yourself with the kind of people that you know you can trust, that you know you can learn something from, if not on a daily basis, just in general. Surround yourself with a group of people that will keep you growing, won't keep you doing the same thing or keep you on a rut. And with that, don't be so caught up in work, right? If you know you have a certain hobby that you want to do, go do it. Make time to do those things to keep yourself sane, because for example, I've had to learn that the hard way. I truly enjoy making content, editing stuff and putting it out there. So even if it's little things like that that bring you joy and happiness, just make time to do those things to keep yourself sane, and also show up, you know, your best self in whatever job that you are doing. Overall, what college doesn't teach you is really how to actually live life post the school sense. Because if you really think about it, what we've been in school for about 18 plus years of our lives, after graduation you walk away with this, you know, most expensive piece of paper. However, that says nothing about your character, your ability to lead a team, your communication skills, your integrity, your ability to actually do a certain task or a certain job. Don't think that you're gonna be completely prepared for life after college, because I promise you, you're not. You gotta be open to the idea of that you're gonna be learning every single day. You're gonna be making mistakes. You're probably gonna take a job that you know you're not gonna last in very long because it either doesn't make you happy or it doesn't really feel fulfilling to you, or you have to take a job because just to pay the bills, right, until you find the one that fits you, right? Just be prepared to learn a whole lot in real life now that you're actually in real life than just, you know, turning in your paper at like 11:59 p.m. You know, just be prepared to learn every single day, to make mistakes, learn from those mistakes so you can just move on forward, right? Don't feel bad if you don't think you're where you want to be, because there's so many resources out there that you can really use to your advantage to kind of get you out of that rut and get you going to really do what it is that you want to do ultimately. And I want to leave you guys with this. So there's this quote that goes, it's all in your mind. Whatever you hold in your mind will tend to occur in your life. If you continue to believe as you have always believed, you will continue to act as you have always acted. If you continue to act as you have always acted, you will continue to get what you have always gotten. If you want different results in your life or your work, all you have to do is change your mind. So everything really is about your mindset, and, you know, kind of changing that thought process of from I can't, I should, I could, I would, to I am and I will. Rest assured that everything will be taken care of, like everything will be fine. What's meant to be coming to me, what's meant for me will happen, and you'll be just fine. So I would urge you to have that open mind and that mindset as well for you. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wish you guys all the very best for all the graduates. Udabomb.com. Especially those who graduated last year. I feel like it's just a different type of world, you know? So I can't even that's a different level. I can't even, you know, relate on that sense. But all in all, just take care of your mind, right? Your mindset is gonna matter a whole lot of how you want to change your situation, how you want to move forward with whatever type of situation you're in right now when it comes to your career, your education. I hope this video was somewhat entertaining and helpful and impactful for you guys. Thanks so much for clicking on this video and watching, and I will see you guys super soon. Bye.